The USS Missouri, affectionately known as Mighty Mo, was the last battleship ever built by the United States, and arguably the most iconic. Her legacy spans World War II, Korea, and even the Gulf War, a living monument of American firepower, diplomacy, and endurance. Commissioned in June 1944, the Missouri joined the Pacific Fleet in the closing stages of World War II. Unlike earlier battleships designed for slugging matches with enemy fleets, the Missouri was a fast battleship, built to escort aircraft carriers and deliver precise, devastating firepower. She could reach speeds of 33 knots, and her 16-inch guns could fire 2,700-pound shells over 23 miles, flattening fortifications and shaking islands to their core. She entered combat in early 1945, supporting the invasions of Iwo Jima and Okinawa. Her role was brutal and vital, shelling enemy positions, defending against kamikaze attacks, and keeping the pressure on Japan's defenses. In April, a kamikaze pilot struck her starboard side, but Missouri held firm. Her crew later gave the fallen attacker a burial at sea, a powerful symbol of respect, even amid war. But it was what came after the bombs fell that secured her place in history. In the aftermath of Japan's surrender, it was aboard the USS Missouri, anchored in Tokyo Bay, that the formal surrender documents were signed. General Douglas MacArthur, Fleet Admiral Chester Nimitz, and other Allied leaders looked on as Japanese officials signed the end of World War II into the record books. The moment was broadcast to the world, Missouri's name forever etched into the story of peace. With the war over, most battleships were mothballed, but not Missouri. When the Korean War erupted in 1950, she was quickly recommissioned. Her guns roared once again, this time in support of UN troops along the Korean peninsula. She bombarded enemy positions, railroads, and supply routes, proving that in an age of jet fighters and missiles, the battleship still had a role to play. After Korea, the Missouri was decommissioned once more, but history wasn't done with her yet. In the 1980s, amid rising Cold War tensions, President Ronald Reagan's naval buildup called for the reactivation of the Iowa-class battleships. Missouri was modernized, fitted with Tomahawk cruise missiles, Harpoon anti-ship missiles, and Phalanx close-in defense systems. Her radar and electronics were brought up to speed, and she was reborn as a fusion of old-school firepower and modern missile warfare. In 1991, she joined Operation Desert Storm, launching Tomahawk missiles into Iraq and providing naval gunfire support during the liberation of Kuwait. She even survived an Iraqi Silkworm missile attack, thanks to coordinated defense efforts. This would be her final war. In 1992, the Missouri was decommissioned for the last time, closing the chapter on the battleship era for good. Today, the USS Missouri sits permanently moored at Pearl Harbor, just a short distance from the sunken USS Arizona. It's a striking and poetic pairing, the ship that marks the beginning of America's entry into World War II, and the one where that war ended. Visitors walk her decks not just to admire the engineering, but to stand where history stood still for a moment and then moved on.